Hi Aunt Lois! Here we are in Hawaii wishing you happy birthday back there in Minnesota.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday Aunt Lois. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday Aunt Lois. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Okay, well, here I am again, and we did the happy birthday thing, and now, Aunt Lois, I want to thank you for being such a great second mom to me when I was a kid, and some of the happiest times of my life were when I was on the farm living with you and the family, and I remember a lot of fun things. Of course, Jeannie and I would catch any kind of critters we could get a hold of. Caught a lot of frogs, filled the water tank a few times, way more than a few times. Even filled a milk can with snakes once and brought it up to Grandma Witt's house. And that was before we knew that she didn't like snakes. But I guess we knew after that day that she didn't like snakes. And anything else we could get a hold of, always catching critters. I also remember some really fun things like, of course, just doing chores and taking care of the animals and everything. But there was one day that I'll never forget when we went to, I believe it was Grace's Lake, and it was so foggy and cloudy you could hardly tell the difference between the fog on the water and the water itself. And we caught so many fish, and you, Aunt Lois, I think caught way more than everybody. It was just the most amazing day I've ever had fishing, ever. So that was really fun. And you know, all of the kids too, of course. My first experience with an electric guitar, actually probably any guitar, was I think Butch brought one home, or Jerry had one or the other, both maybe. I remember a copper electric guitar that was the first one I ever tried to play. I think Butch brought that one home. So that was fun. And of course, used to love to go haying, and then at the end of the day go swimming when it was so hot and dusty down at the river. And that picture up here, which is painted by a friend of ours, of a river on the island of Kauai, which we've been to many times. That kind of reminds me a little bit of looking up the river. And of course I remember very well the time I just about drowned there, and Joe pulled me out by my big toe, and I'm still here, so obviously saved me on that one. So that was really a wonderful time living with you guys, and I remember, you know, how well you took care of me and put up with me being out there, and the farm is letting me be just part of the family. The summers that I stayed there, and the vacations and weekends, and just any time I possibly could. So, thank you. All right, we do like flowers, and this is bleeding heart bushes we have all along one side of the house. And we have a palm tree. There's our palm tree, really big, actually a couple of palm trees, another one next to it. Okay, this is the other side of our house, and these are bougainvillea bushes. Actually, right here is a huge mango tree, old mango tree. We don't have mangoes on it right now. Mangoes are real sweet fruit, kind of like peaches, but the bougainvillea bush goes all the way along the side. And the flowers are on there all year round, because we're in the tropics, we don't get snow, and some of the flowers just stay all year round. And this is a plumeria tree. Has flowers most of the year. And this one does die back in the winter, but it has these pink, white, with a little bit of yellow in the middle flowers. all year round. Really, really beautiful flowers. See if I can get a closer shot here. There you go. They smell really, really good. So when we go outside by this tree, you can always smell these beautiful flowers. Here's what they look like close up. So living here in the tropics, we really love our colorful plants, and we have colorful plants all around the house. So I'm going to give you a quick view of going around our house and seeing all the colorful plants that we have. Kind of surrounded by greenery. Actually, we have the greenest yard in the neighborhood. All the different colors. Even part of our house has got flowers on it from a friend of ours that painted. Of course, you can also hear the dogs and the birds in the background. When we moved in here, it's kind of out in the country, our neighbor said, if you're going to live here, this is called ranch camp. If you're going to live in ranch camp, you better get used to crowing dogs and barking roosters. And we have a lot of both, as you can hear in the background. Actually, the neighbor kids are getting ready to go to school, and they got the dogs all woke up and excited.
Alright, here's some more plants along the front of our house. Actually, little bunnies at the beginning. These are all desert plants, cactus and succulent, and they're the hot place on the porch where it doesn't get much shade, so we put the desert plants here, kind of like being in the desert in one little spot. Everything else gets lots of water and not too much sun. This is kind of cool. You'll notice that there's little frogs and things here. Shivani likes frogs, toads. We have really big toads, way bigger than Minnesota, almost 3 times bigger. And this is called a jade plant. And there's some more of the artificial toads. So anyway, here's some more of the plants from the front of our house. And then, very colorful. And these are the red hibiscus, the Hawaii state flower. Each flower only lives for 1 day. And this whole hedge here covers the whole front of our house, between our house and the street. Very colorful. And lots of flowers, obviously, because they only come out for 1 day and then they die. So you can see this is the house, and this is the hedge across the front with all the flowers. And these are different than the hybrid hibiscus that I have, that I'll show you the individual flowers of, or maybe I showed you before on here. There you go. That's it. And there's that big plumeria tree. Alright, we also have quite a few banana trees in our backyard, and this is what they look like when they first come out. You can see there's little flowers on the end and the bananas, and then they keep going like that for a while. And then they stop putting out new bananas, and then they look like this one. And then the bananas will, there you go, and then the bananas will keep getting bigger. I'm kind of looking like that. I know it's kind of dark. I hope you can see that okay. And then eventually they get really big, like this bunch here. This is about the biggest bunch we've ever had. Look at that. And they will become completely ripe and turn yellow. There we are. And as soon as they turn yellow, then we need to harvest them, otherwise the birds will eat them all. So we bring them down, and then you cut the tree all the way down, and you got bananas for a long time. Here is some of my hibiscus flowers that are growing in our yard. These are hybrid hibiscus. Here's some of the hibiscus that I've grown, and while you're looking at the pictures, I'm going to see if I can remember some of the songs from the 50s when I stayed on the farm, like Detour, there's muddy roads ahead, detour, pay no mind to what was said, detour, I should
stuck in the mud. That's all I remember that one, but I do remember somebody getting stuck in the mud in the cow pasture and having to get pulled out with a tractor. Yeah. How about... How much is that dog in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that dog in the window? And we put all the frogs in a pail. That's probably true. And of course, one of the big ones from the 50s was a goodbye Joe, me gotta go, me my me gotta go, pull the beer up down the bayou. My Yvonne, sweetest one, me my son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. Jambalaya, crawfish pie, filet gumbo. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna sneak my share of me-o. A big guitar, filled fruit jar, and a gay-o. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. Yeah! And this is the view of the mountain right next to where we live just before sunrise. Clouds on top of the mountain. There you go. Beautiful place. Okay, if you're in Hawaii, you have to go to the beach. So here we are at the beach. If you look carefully over here, behind these trees, you'll see a rainbow. Somewhere on this island, Oahu, there's a rainbow every day. So there's the rainbow behind those trees. And now we're going to check out the ocean. And if you listen carefully, you can probably hear it. This is sunset. We're at the north shore of Oahu, town of Haleiwa. And there's the beach with the waves washing up on the lava rock. This isn't a swimming beach, there's too much stones, but both sides of here are swimming beaches. And there's the sunset. And over there is an area called Kaena Point. It's a point out there at the end of that tall hills, or actually the bottom of the mountain, the foothills of the mountain. And there's the mountain covered with clouds. Here we are on the beach, going around the circle. There's the other foothills of the other side of the mountain, coming back to the beach park that I'm standing in. So there you have it, the ocean. I'm going to go out right by the water here, see if we can catch a little more sunset. Try not to fall in, it's always a good idea. It's a little jerky, it's because I'm walking across the lava rocks right to the edge of the water. And there we are. Welcome to the Pacific Ocean. We're thousands of miles from any continent, living out here in the middle of the ocean. The town over there with the lights, that's Wailua. That's the town we live in. The tall, looks like kind of like a smokestack. That's where the sugar mill used to be, when we had an active sugar mill. It was here when we moved here, and then they eventually closed it down. That's what's left of the sugar mill. Still a bunch of little shops there. And here's some more of the ocean coming in. And here's a little more sunset. Right at sunset. And then over on this side, if you go around this side, the land out on this area, there's that rainbow again. See if we can see that rainbow. Still there. The land way over on that side where the water is, that's the most famous surfing areas in the world. Sunset Beach, Waimea, and Pipeline, right next to us here.
I think you see a sailboat out there. See that? And right next to the other side of us here is a boat harbor where they do a lot of deep sea fishing. They also do shark cage, which means you go out and get in a little cage and they feed the sharks and they come right up next to you. I've never heard of anybody getting eaten because they're in the cage, but I bet it's pretty exciting. I've not done that. And here we are again with the water right up at the edge of the lava rocks I'm standing on. Let's see if we can catch a wave here. Here comes another one. And there's the sunset, just getting ready to go down. The sound of the waves is very soothing. If you're all excited about something, you want to relax, just go to the ocean and sit next to where the waves are coming in. Makes you feel really good. Here they come. And there goes the sun. That's the end of our sunset. Welcome to Hawaii, even if it's by way of a camera. There goes the sun. Okay, that's the end. Sun is going to disappear here in about a second. There we go. That's it. Well, I hope you enjoyed your trip to the beach here in Hawaii. And sun is gone. Oops, I got flashed by a wave. All right, there you have it. We're going to say goodbye for now from Hawaii, and hope you had a wonderful birthday, or hope you have a wonderful birthday, and many more. And before we go, happy birthday to you.